Going? Woo! Yeah.
I woke you up.
Hey-o! Whoa!
That's our intro. That's it.
Done.
Live! We really are live.
Yeah. We're actually
From
live
your
again.
ESG face tattoo. It's a Business Pants Friday show here at June 16th Lane Studios. Woo! Featuring all your favorites. Ari the Data Queen, Jesse the Money Whisperer, BS Man Matt Mascardi.
And you.
On today's weekly
Should we
wrap
call him
up,
like Hoodie Man, Day Man?
if you want to come up with a nickname, that's fine, but it's up to me if I use it or not.
What
It's
about
gotta be something about your hair. You add 2 inches
yeah, why
to
don't
your
we call them
height.
duck fries?
Those are so good.
They were so good.
On today's weekly wrap up, ESG ratings will all be a B one day. Everything will be a B. Everything will be the same. Maybe a double B. Your delivery driver is about to smell less gross.
Not
Beer is still gay, and Comcast still sucks.
true. Oh, we're learning a lot today.
A cable
great show.
company? Always.
All right, let's go right in it.
Story of the week.
Yeah,
That's me.
that is you.
The European Union proposes to regulate ESG ratings.
How? Are they gonna buy our data?
No, that's the problem. I don't think we would qualify as an ESG rating,
Not yet.
which means we remain unregulated.
There you go.
According to the European Commissioner for Financial Services, we have no clarity on how these ratings are reached, and there appears to be conflict of interest. I don't believe the clarity part, but there probably are conflict of interest.
You know, my favorite part is the CEO of DWS, which is Deutsche Bank's an asset management arm of Deutsche Bank, who was raided because of greenwashing. They had a whistleblower, Desiree Fixler, blow the whistle on the fact that they were overstating all of their sustainability, whatever. Their offices were raided. They're under ongoing investigation. The new CEO, the CEO was ousted as a result. The new CEO was complaining about the lack of regulatory oversight and clarity on ESG
There you go.
without irony. Didn't mention the fact that they are the reason why they're regulating it now is because of people like DWS.
Oh.
Thank you.
I like
Deutsche
this.
Bank. Deutsche
I
Bank
say
sucks.
regulate everything. I love regulation.
Yeah.
I do. I actually do.
socialist.
I
What a
do. I like
socialist.
seatbelts.
No.
I like
want-
airbags.
I want the ability to get myself flung out of my car whenever I want.
Matt's moving to New Hampshire.
And probably one of the strangest board refreshments we've seen in quite a while. Biogen refreshes its board. The chair leaves. 3 directors leave, including Alex Denner. Save that name for the next part of the story. The new director is a young woman named Susan Langer. She's the only one who's been appointed, only new director been appointed. The funny thing about Susan Langer is that she is Alex Denner's girlfriend. And it was Denner himself who nominated Susan Langer to the board at Biogen. And according to a Biogen spokesperson, Langer will bring a fresh perspective to the board.
Yes.
We just haven't seen anything like this, so I had to add it.
Incredibly fresh.
There's
And
also
we don't usually get this level of Gossip Girl in our board story,
well,
so this
I
is
have
great.
more
I love
gossip.
that.
Gossip. There's a 21-year spread between them. Alex
Okay,
Denner's
judgy.
53 and
All right.
Susan's 32.
This
You're
belongs
just
in
being
the gossip
judgy.
column.
What you said the youngest. It's because she's dating him. She didn't get it on having credentials.
Okay, well, you might
This
be wrong
belongs
there.
here, Damien.
According to her biography, she does seem well qualified for the Biogen board, and her dad is a famous figure in the field too, which probably will help with
Whoa.
additional
That
networking.
is
Additional
dad.
networking. I'm just
Her
saying.
dad.
When you start talking about her
Fairy,
dad,
Daddy fairy dust.
But Jesse, her age
qualifications
alone
go-
does not mean that she's not qualified. I don't know. I
I'm
don't know what to
just
say
pointing
here.
out the facts.
she's just saying Harold Maude
wait,
is a
so
thing.
a bunch of people stepped down but they only nominated one new person, so
Yeah.
they
So
just shrunk
far.
the board by a lot.
So
Yeah.
far. It's an important person, though.
43% of the influence
Gone.
walked out the door.
Yeah, that's the Board Sabermetrics headline for the story. 43% of the influence just walked out the door, baby.
And then
It's a whole new
I mean,
board.
what happens when we, in our metrics, when you add a new director, right? Like the
Yeah.
max she's going to have is like 4 or 5%,
Yeah.
maybe, if she
Yeah.
gets
But do
on
we
a
have a
committee.
girlfriend factor?
But
Do we have that
do not
variable?
have a girlfriend tag. We don't have a way of. But I mean, how would we be able to tag that Alex Denner, who left the board, now has more influence because his girlfriend's on the
Yeah.
board? I don't even know how to do that.
Boomerang boyfriend?
Next
Is that a thing?
level.
Boomerang. I don't know what's happening.
Up next.
Wait,
yeah.
is this how he's going to propose? I give you a seat.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, I like
I
that.
smell an
Great
engagement in the
idea.
air.
Oh, I like that.
We should have a gossip
It's your
column more often.
prediction.
I love
a
this.
board gossip column.
Next story of the week. There was a strange random assortment of famous billionaires in the news. So I'm gonna.
Okay.
I got 3 of them, and this is all just one. We'll call this one story of the
We're
week.
going to call this random billionaire news.
I know, but we don't usually get this level
All
of
right,
random
all
billionaire
right.
stories. George Soros handing control of his empire to his son, Alexander, who said, probably to tweak the right, he's more political than his dad.
Love
yeah,
it.
he's going to fund 2 Vivek Ramaswamis.
He's going to focus on such things as abortion rights and gender equity. So that's like a
Yeah.
big.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
No.
He sounds cool. I like him already.
Former Italian Prime Minister, billionaire, media mogul, former controlling shareholder of Mediaset, Silvio Berlusconi, probably one of the scummiest people ever in our database, has died. That's another billionaire story. Died at 80. Died at 86.
He's died, and Grandpa Buffett is still alive.
Buffett is a much nicer figure. I'll just Buffett doesn't have any of the
I'm just
scandal that associated with
Rupert
Berlusconi.
Murdoch's still alive.
That's true.
I think it's really about life expectancy she's talking about.
Life expectancy, right?
How does Buffett and Murdoch outlive Berlusconi?
Berlusconi's fiery. Buffett is more staid. So maybe the staid lifestyle
Berlusconi
adds
eats
2
nothing
years.
but cheese. Rupert
Yeah,
Murdoch.
I feel like all fresh stuff. I feel like the other ones are not, eating as fresh.
I mean, Rupert Murdoch's been getting, like doses of young people's blood
Oh,
from Theranos.
That's true.
Please don't
Sorry, I
hold my hand.
touched you.
Please don't hold my hand.
And the third billionaire in the news, J.P. Morgan Chase said it has reached a settlement regarding victims of late sexual predator Jeffrey Epstein, prepared to pay $290 million to resolve the lawsuit.
What billionaire is involved there?
I thought Epstein. No.
Was he a billionaire? I thought he was a
I'm
con
assuming.
man.
He was billionaire adjacent.
Yeah, that's what
You
I
know.
thought
Oh.
it was.
I
Bill
thought he was
Gates.
I thought he was a wealthy mogul. What do I know, Matt? Leave me alone.
Yeah, we need to separate gossip.
You're just the head of our news division.
And finally, the fourth story of the week, a late addition, thanks to the great Matt Moscardi. Walt Disney CFO Christine McCarthy, who has been with Disney for 2 decades, is stepping down. There's a couple of strange wrinkles of this story. First, the Wall Street Journal says that her exit was abrupt and it took some of her associates by surprise. But then Disney's also saying that she's taking a family medical leave, which I don't really understand if she's stepping down. But her husband, who is not well, entered into a healthcare facility at the beginning of the year. But I don't understand, which is it? She's stepping down or she's taking a family medical
I
leave?
think she's stepping down because of the family health.
That's what
issue.
Disney is saying. But
I believe it.
That's what Disney said internally and externally, and I think the Wall Street Journal is
making stuff up.
is making some stuff.
Well,
up.
here's what the Wall Street Journal said, that McCarthy has clashed with Disney CEO Bob Iger over strategy, including the amount of money Disney spends on content and a recent restructuring that she felt did not go far enough. Now, remember, Christine McCarthy was the woman who essentially got the credit for bringing Bob Iger back to Disney.
I'm going to go with that doesn't sound correct.
And
It
a
does
potential heir apparent, a potential successor also floated, but she is 67. I don't really know that she would have been the...
Her husband entered into a medical facility.
Well,
I believe she's like, I'm going to quit my job for now. This is not
Okay.
important.
The Wall Street Journal suggests that nothing has changed with her husband's health. And
So
that
Rupert
that's not the
Murdoch
reason.
says
Rupert
that
Murdoch,
the
that's
Walt
right.
Disney Corporation is fighting
Oh,
amongst itself.
Actually, it's an interesting point. I mean, they are competitors, right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
does not sound credible to me.
Okay.
So
Those are
we
the
got-
4 stories of the week.
Yeah,
Want to wrap it up, Matt? Want to recap?
EU's doing something.
it looks like we've got.
That's all you got?
EU doing shit.
They're always doing stuff.
Biogen's got girlfriend issues. Billionaires are in the news, dying and paying, and Christine McCarthy steps down / pushed out /
We don't know.
So yeah,
I'll go first.
Yes, Ari to the rescue.
Ari just wants to beat me so that I don't
Come on,
ruin
Ari.
it for her.
EU's always doing something. I thought when you first said EU, I thought you were going to talk about the Google antitrust thing.
Oh
No,
yeah, they did
happening.
that too.
But
Yeah.
Ari, this is our wheelhouse. Regulating ESG ratings is a big deal to us.
I agree,
But
they're
it's just
always
a
doing
proposal.
No.
something. Nothing's happened yet.
Okay, fine.
Can you
And
snap your fingers when you say that next time.
And actually, throughout the week, I've been paying way more attention to the Trump indictment this week. So, what I am surprised about, shocked about, really piqued my interest is the Biogen stuff.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's okay.
45% of the influence at the door. That's a headline that would be like, whoa.
I will
What's
say
going on
this according to the reporting at NASDAQ, it says the European Union is to regulate agencies, to regulate ESG ratings.
But have they
Is
done
to.
it yet?
Okay,
Have they
all
done
right,
it?
all right.
Two.
Okay, stop it.
To eventually do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
What, year 2030?
Okay, but still, I mean,
I
you're
forgot
voting
the
for.
Trump indictment was
This
this
is what you
week,
do to
wasn't
me.
it?
This is
No,
what
that
you
was
do to me.
that was Thursday, last Thursday.
Yeah,
Well, it ran
it's
through
just
the
trickled
Oh, they
weekend.
out.
arraigned him
It's
on
trickled
Tuesday.
out.
Oh yeah.
They announced
It's
the
just been
indictment.
so
Yeah,
fun.
exactly.
And disturbing.
Anybody else a vote?
Jesse,
Yeah,
what is your
I'm
vote?
gonna vote for
Classified
Christine-
information
Christine
in
McCarthy.
bathrooms.
Christine McCarthy. Ooh.
Disney.
Ooh.
Oh,
Matt, really
I'm
up to
also
you, I
voting
think.
for Christine McCarthy.
Ooh, I picked the
Why?
right answer.
Someone tell me why for
Why?
Christine.
Christine McCarthy was the central agent in getting Bob Chapek ousted, and now she's stepping down. Which, and I'm going to
don't
jump.
you take it as I've done my job?
Well, I'm going to jump all the way to my winning of the week right now.
Is it
because-
tease? Oh,
and
you're revealing your winner.
I'm
now. Why can't
revealing
it be
my
a
winner
tease?
of the week. My winner of the week is Ari
Oh,
because we ran our first R&D version of Board Sabermetrics using the full executive team.
Yep.
And that the whole C-suite, that's like CFOs, CEOs, alongside boards. When we did it for Disney, in the first version we ran, Christine McCarthy was the second most influential person out of
Yep.
all Disney management.
But why is that surprising? The CFO is known as being number 2. They're usually
More
paid
than
the second most.
CEO and the chair of the
Oh.
board and the head of the
Wait, so
second
who's the
most.
first? Who's the first?
Well, the first I think was it? When did we run it?
we ran it. It was last month. No, this
Ahead
was
of Bob
Iger.
Iger? She's
Oh,
ahead of
Iger.
Bob
So it
Iger?
went Iger and then
then
McCarthy.
McCarthy.
Oh. But
and
why is
then
that
the chair
surprising?
of the board?
They're usually paid the second highest amount, no?
Yeah, but none of the other like executives popped over, the chair of the board. She was the second most
yeah.
influential person of the company, which means
I don't
if
get why that's
Susan
surprising.
Arnold. This is why it's
Yeah.
interesting because
Okay.
we had in our data Susan Arnold was more influential than Bob Chapek when Chapek was ousted as
Yep.
CEO.
Yeah.
If we ran it backwards using data at the time, we would have likely found that Christine McCarthy was equally, if not more influential than
Yeah.
even Susan Arnold. She might have been the most influential person at Disney when when Chapek was CEO,
Yeah.
which would
I
That
would
would
bet that's
surprise me,
true.
yeah.
I would bet that's true.
This is juicy.
which would suggest that her stepping down is like a massive power shift at Disney in the way they make decisions, the way they do things. That's like we're understating it because we're saying like, oh, the CFO is stepping down. They're going to find somebody. Iger's still there, whatever. But the second most influential person at the largest content provider in the entire world just step down, that feels like
Yeah,
a big deal.
In the middle of a lot of things going on.
Yeah. I mean, whatever reason for stepping down,
guess
I
that's
feel like
true.
that's big.
The CFO role is a peculiar one too, because they appear to be interchangeable in the sense that a good CFO could be in any industry, I suppose. They're a very strange entity, and you don't always consider them as part of CEO succession planning as much as the COOs or the CEOs of other
wouldn't you
elements
think,
of the company.
But wouldn't you think, like, at someplace like Disney, the chief content officer or creative or something would be like the most influential person? Like, Chapek was the CEO because he was the head of parks, which is a massive revenue generator. No, this is This is like the person who says, "Don't spend that money." Who's the second most influential?
And I think her tenure has a lot to do with it too, because she's been there throughout a lot of this nonsense. And I actually have a prediction for the next CFO of Disney, but unlike Matt, I'm not going to screw up the order of the show and revel that now. But I have a prediction that I think Jesse's going to like.
And see, now I'm going to forget that you have a prediction until then.
All right.
All right.
So the story of the week, I'm a little disappointed. The story should be about ESG ratings because anything to plug
It
Board
will be in a
Sabermetrics.
couple weeks or a month when they do it.
Bring it back in 2028,
Okay,
Damien.
I just wanted to somehow figure out how to plug us, but whatever. So the story of the week is that Christine McCarthy, CFO of Disney, stepping down. That handover time to the great Ari,
We did plug us.
baby shower queen,
Oh, stop.
Oh, stop.
Embarrassingly.
which Ari's having
She's
an event this
staring right
weekend.
into her own eyes as she's like, "You're embarrassing me."
I want to announce to the audience that Ari is having an event this weekend that I personally was not invited.
I
to.
am invited.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
Not
Listen.
invited.
Jesse,
gonna use
I
my
like you
house.
very much, but if I didn't invite you, I probably like you more.
Oh,
so
I
you
like
don't
that.
have to suffer through it.
I like this. I
I'm
like
kidding.
this.
I'm kidding. Jesse.
I would've left early
I
anyway.
really needed
Rude.
some people there.
Rude.
Or my mom would have cried. All right, goodliest of the week.
Yes.
We're going to start with New York City. They did a
Batteries.
thing, Damien.
Batteries?
Okay.
They did batteries.
They set new minimum wage for food delivery workers starting
Better be
next
$30
month.
an hour in New York.
Well, starting July 12th, New York City's app-based delivery workers must be paid at least, well, we'll call it $18.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
$17.96.
Ooh.
Not including tips. That is
That's not bad.
That is up from $11 an hour.
Ooh.
This
All right.
affects
So with tips-
60,000
That's
people.
nice.
With tips, that could be a somewhat normal job. You could live in Staten Island, probably.
Right. But before, you had to live even further. I don't even know what's further in the
Live
water.
in Bayonne, New Jersey.
There you go. So, I think this is good. You know, delivery
Okay.
workers.
Is it
Can't argue. Can't argue
Is it
that
like
one.
some sort of coincidence that 1796 was the year that John
Oh.
Adams defeated Thomas Jefferson?
Is that? Do you think that the
Is
mayor
it-
of New York is a Hamilton fan or something?
That's what I'm wondering.
1796. I
There
don't
must
think
be
I've had
some.
a
It
song
must.
Wanted to be
that
able to
number
sing
must
it.
mean something.
Doesn't it mean something?
Yes, it must.
1796? We don't choose
Yeah.
random numbers like that.
Yeah.
I really just wonder why they wouldn't give them the 4 extra cents.
Yeah,
give 'em
come
4
on.
cents. Maybe
because they're
18.
sweaty
That's
jerks.
too much.
Yes,
Too
they are sweaty jerks,
much.
and give it to them.
Number 2, UPS workers will get air-conditioned trucks after years
Oh.
of heat.
They don't have
related-
air-conditioned trucks, Ari?
Oh, you don't know this, Damien?
I do know
is
this. I'm
an
just. I'm
outrage.
leading
Oh, okay,
you. I'm
sorry.
leading you on. Yeah.
I fell for it. Anyway, after years of heat-related hospitalizations,
Unbelievable. Think
and
about that.
even baking cookies on their dashboard,
Favorite part of this headline.
I'm thinking, what about the cookies? They're
Oh.
not
No
gonna
more
be able to
cookies.
bake their snacks. in
Oh,
their
good. So
trucks
they're going to get
anymore.
less obese at the same time. This is all good news.
They just dieted.
I like cookies.
It's a healthcare plus.
Anyway, I am wondering. I don't know. Do FedEx work? I only ever hear about UPS workers about their
FedEx-
heat stuff.
Our
Do
FedEx.
FedEx drivers have air
I think they
conditioning?
do
I
because
have
our
no
FedEx
idea.
drivers are always very fit and handsome, and they're like they look cool when they come out. The
What
UPS,
about
they're schlubby, they're
USPS?
sweaty.
Wow.
What about USPS truck workers?
I don't think
don't
they
even-
Oh, that's a
have.
whole nother breed.
They don't
That's a
even
whole
have
nother breed.
doors on part of their truck.
They don't even have husbands or wives. They're just lonely,
I
sad.
guess they get like full, the extra benefits, federal benefits.
All
like
right,
pensions
let me
and
ask you
stuff.
this.
Yeah.
Both of these stories, were there like protracted negotiations? Was there a walkout? Like what led to this? How did they,
Well,
how
the
did
New
the
York
UPS
City-
workers get this? Yeah.
Are you kidding? They've been fighting for this for years.
So at
There's a
UPS,
whole.
was there like a
UPS.
threatened walkout or something? Like how did
I
they?
think they can't get enough drivers,
Okay.
but
Because-
nothing's been in the headlines lately.
Because Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, the UPS CEO founder is a bit of an a-hole, right? We
I believe
reported on
that's
him many times.
I believe that's true. I also,
Yeah.
it wasn't UPS that announced, or maybe it was FedEx, that people can, like, they had hair restrictions and, like, tattoo restrictions and all that stuff. They got
Or was
rid
that
of a lot of
Amazon? Yeah, that was UPS.
I
yeah.
believe it was UPS, where they actually said, like, you couldn't have tattoos and you had to, like,
Well, they increase your body heat, and at the time they
oh,
didn't
that's
have
why?
air conditioned trucks.
Because it's too
makes
absorptive of
sense.
sunlight.
They're like, you have to have short hair for a reason.
They actually shave them when they come in.
Just like the military. Okay. And then number 3, youth environmentalists bringing Montana climate case to
Yes.
trial
Oh, yeah.
after 12
That's a good one.
years.
That's
Come
it.
on, Evan.
Who's not even close. This isn't even
Unanimous.
You don't have to say anything else, but say
I love
more.
this. Tell us
Yeah.
more, Ari.
The
Tell us
others
more.
just for fun, I guess. But 16 Gen Zers and their lawyers are bringing a case that's closely watched by law nerds from around the world.
Law
It
nerds.
deals with the constitutional right to a healthy, livable climate as protected by state law in Montana.
Did you cited this story from the NBCnews.com? Did they say law nerds in the article?
No, I said that.
Okay. And by the way,
They said
are there
legal
lawyers?
scholars.
Are there lawyers also Gen Zers? Is it like 20-year-old lawyers?
No.
That'd be
Nerds.
fun.
You turned legal scholar into law nerd.
Correct.
I like that. I like law nerds.
But it's also watched by people like me.
Yeah.
In Montana,
Matt,
there's already
yeah.
been a few rulings that say that the government has a duty to protect people from climate change. Yet the state's Republican-dominated legislature passed several measures recently to favor fossil fuel companies, even increasing the cost to challenge oil, gas, and coal projects in court.
Montana.
So this is great timing.
Didn't Montana change the way they do environmental reviews for projects?
Yes.
State
Yeah,
projects?
yeah.
And they mandated that you are not allowed to consider climate
Yup.
change in your
Yep.
environmental review.
Matt, can you cue the
What
audience
are we
to
doing?
Can you cue the audience to cheer? Can you tell them to wake up
Okay.
and cheer?
hold
This is
on. You're
this
ready?
might be the first time I can remember, Ari, that all of your
Is it
goodliest
good?
stories of the week are
Make
good.
you feel good?
Wow.
I mean, you killed it. You killed it.
It's because I started yesterday.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Well, I asked you to make the
That's
document.
true. These
And
are
then
all
you
great
made it
though.
for the rest of the
Who could
year.
argue these stories? They're amazing.
This audience getting me riled up.
Yeah.
It's nice
Tell them to
having a
shut
live
up.
studio
Matt, tell them to
audience.
shut up.
So that's it. Damien,
Tell
please
that one
wrap
in the
them up.
green to stop
Get
looking
out.
at me. Yeah.
There's I don't think there's not a competition here. Though,
Oh, it's a
for
sweep.
what's
For
the
me, there's
business.
not.
Got it.
For me, there's not.
Jesse.
All right.
It's unanimous.
It's
I'm
Montana.
with you.
Montana
Well,
wins.
Montana,
We don't have
absolutely,
to do anything
absolutely.
else. It was Montana.
Not that I had a choice, but
This-
I'm with you
this
guys.
But this could legitimately set an important precedent.
Yes.
You're welcome to choose 17.96 an hour. That's you're welcome to choose that. All right, that means it's my turn.
By the
Yeah.
way, according to Wikipedia, there was a Treaty of New York in 1796 where it seems like the original inhabitants of New York, that's when they ceded the property over to New York. So that's when they ripped off the native people. 1796.
Oh, wow.
Is that
Wow,
what they're
Might as well
referring to?
celebrate
That
that.
seems trolly.
Might as well celebrate that year. Yeah.
That seems very trolly to me, but okay. Ooh, Matt. Up with an asshole. Asshole
Yes.
alert.
And there was a fair amount to choose from this
Yeah,
week.
bring us down. Bring us down.
Okay, let's get on happy. First up is anyone who is duped by the words highly intelligent logistics platform and optimize and artificial intelligence.
All those people?
Here's the headline.
Not board
High-tech
sabermetrics.
pizza company that raised nearly $500 million and
Wow.
would cook a pie in transit is reportedly broke.
Are
How
you
could
just
they not
pissed
be?
because this is about pizza?
No, so let me
bet it
walk
wasn't
you
even good
through what
pizza.
this was.
Yeah.
The company was Zoom Pizza. Z-U-M-E.
Terrible name. Horrible
Terrible name. Impossible to say. This is a
Or,
quote.
or to spell.
This is a quote from their co-founder. We have what we will call a co-bot environment, so humans and robots working collaboratively.
Oh,
Robots
That's
do
kinda nice.
everything from dispensing sauce to spreading sauce to placing
What?
pizzas in the oven. They
Uh-huh.
use a, quote, highly intelligent logistics platform to, quote, optimize the number of pizzas we can sell.
Why do we need people then?
The problems that they hope to address were, quote, this is a quote, underserved pizza market.
Where's that? Like on Mars? Where is there not enough pizza?
The pizza seems to be the thing that's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
We have it at gas
Totally.
stations here. Like it's
You get it.
everywhere.
In Norway, it was everywhere, and it looked nasty, but they had pizza
Right.
Oh.
everywhere.
Doesn't mean it's good, but it is
Dems
everywhere.
are
everywhere.
fighting words.
They
Yeah.
also wanted to address what they called food truck deserts.
Ooh, this
Because
Emma Lurking loves
food
this.
trucks,
Yeah.
Stop it.
quote, can't cook the food on the way and, quote, have to make a bet where to park.
But you just go. Wait. Okay. Okay.
This
I'm not
is
gonna-
part
I'm
of
not
like
even
their
gonna-
business plan.
This
Yeah.
is, and then they used, quote, artificial intelligence, quote, machine learning, and to, quote, preload inventory into their trucks because everyone orders pepperoni was way too fucking hard.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, like-
7,000 terabytes of computer.
Yeah, you just need
power that
pepperoni,
said
let's be honest.
Pepperoni, cheese, peppers, and onions. That
So
was
the
it.
brilliant tech boys at Silicon Valley, the Stanford-educated tech bros, they threw $500 million at
Yeah.
this plan.
Here's why they're the
Were they
assholes.
high?
The
Yeah.
post-money valuation of this company at its height, $1.5 billion was
Wow.
the valuation of this company.
Oh my God.
Wow.
SoftBank gave them most of the money at that valuation, all the money at that valuation. We spent $40 and we used popsicle sticks to build Board Sabermetrics, the greatest governance platform in the history of governance platforms. And they got $500 million to
billion
optimize pizza
Pizza.
deserts or whatever the fuck that is.
Wait, Matt,
bunch of
were the
assholes.
popsicle
You
know,
sticks? Did
those
we
are the
buy
real
the
problem.
popsicle sticks, or
No,
were they
I-
from
I
your children?
collected them out of my
From your
kids'
children.
mouths for the last 4 years.
Post lick, yeah.
This post-lick popsicle sticks.
We like to call them pre-licked.
Well, those are the new ones. Those are the new ones.
Those are the politically correct ones.
Primed.
Yeah,
They're
this is a
primed.
good one, Matt. This
All
is
right.
really
This
rich.
is exhausting. This is the wrong
I haven't
category.
even gotten to the next three.
Yeah, come
Oh,
on, let's
God.
go.
Number 2, fake Mexican beer is the new American beer because it's not so trans.
Wait,
Oh my
fake Mexican
God.
beer. What's fake? I want to hear this.
Here's the headline. America's new best-selling beer is also an LGBTQ champion. The new best-selling beer is
Yeah.
Modelo.
Okay.
Modelo is made by an American company, not a
Oh.
Mexican company, Constellation
All
Brand.
right.
I thought
So
Modelo
cultural
was a Mexican
appropriation.
beer.
So Bud Light is too trans, Molson is too feminist, and Modelo is now the anti-woke beer of choice. However, if we look at Modelo, they hired an executive vice president of diversity and inclusion in 2020, the same year Chick-fil-A did.
Wait, now you're talking about Constellation Brands and they
Who
distribute
owns-
it and market it in the U.S. But do they also own Modelo?
It's one
the
of their
beer?
brands.
Okay, but in the U.S. only, in
I
the
don't-
U.S. market. In the
I,
U.S.
I-
market.
I don't know if they own it only in the U.S. I
Okay.
know it's one of their brands, though. And I know that this is a quote from Constellation Brand CEO. Recognizing that change often happens where there's support at the executive level, our CEO, Bill Newlands, has committed to participate in the CEO Action for Diversity and Inclusion, the largest CEO-driven business commitment to advancing diversity and inclusion within the workplace. This is what we're doing. We moved from a totalitarian company in AB InBev, which is Belgian, selling the most
Yeah.
American of beers, Bud Light, because they're too trans, to a totalitarian company in Molson,
Yeah.
who we replaced because they did one ad several months ago that featured women as not
Good
objects,
ad. Good ad.
to Constellation Brands, who is the same as all the other companies.
Matt, can I need to enter a wrinkle into this conversation, and this is the strange thing about this beer is that technically Modelo is owned by Anheuser-Busch InBev, which you just cited. everywhere except the United States, the only market where it is owned by Constellation Brands. That's what makes this all the more confusing.
God.
This is
just
this is the most
Beer
asinine.
is having a moment.
And Jesse, can you please add this to your social media series? I know you don't drink this type of beer, but I want to know what kind of cheap beer I need to start buying. Because now I'm confused.
So we need to find a board sabermetric approved cheap beer.
Yes.
Okay.
What about PBR?
Love that.
Probably.
That's what I normally order.
What do we think
Ari-
the gender gap is on that company?
And
Who
Jesse,
owns
I need you to add PBR to that because that's what I normally order. But that could be the least woke. I don't even know. Who knows?
So-
Yeah, that's great.
Really, the whole thing is like we just need to just say we hate gays, and we're gonna drink every beer and hate the gays, or
just come out and
just
say
stop drinking beer. Just don't switch
go.
a new beer, find a new one to boycott. It's getting absurd. You can't do anything. It's asinine.
Drink real beer, not light beer that's essentially water. Go out and drink a
No, Jesse, you're wrong. The real beer. The real beer that you refer to has it's
micro brews. Go
it's
out
like
and
80%
support local.
alcohol, and it makes me feel crazy within like 3 seconds.
Well, then
we
I
don't
think
need to get that drunk.
I think your option is stop drinking beer.
You can water yours down, Damien.
I have one beer a week, so it's fine. I just don't need
Here's
to get
the problem.
hammered.
They actually launched an anti-woke beer. There was a company that launched a beer that was like we're American.
Yeah, it was like
conservative
$30 a can.
and to get a 6-pack was $30.
And you had to pay shipping.
Because with the shipping, it was like $35. Or something. It was some ridiculous amount.
So inclusive.
It was $5 a beer.
But according to Ari's reporting, that beer will get here a little bit colder, right? Because the air-conditioned truck. So.
Yeah.
It will with that.
Yeah.
Unless they put it in a pizza truck that's cooking the pizza on the way, in which case it'll come really
Yeah.
hot.
Well, that pizza truck is out of business. So.
Third up for asshole. Third.
Wow.
Have it both way-ism legislation. Here's the headline. No. North Carolina passes Republican bill blocking ESG investments. That's the headline.
Of course.
Okay.
But no, they didn't. They didn't block ESG. They didn't ban ESG.
What did they do?
Here's what it says in the actual bill. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They
This
said
is posturing.
in
Okay.
investing and managing assets of the fund pursuant to subsection A of the blah 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 blah, the state treasurer shall only use pecuniary factors, right?
Right.
Pecuniary factors are financially material factors. And then they list a couple things, and it says environmental and social considerations are pecuniary factors if they present economic risks or opportunities that an investment professional would treat as material.
Now, who added that? A Democrat added that? How did that get in there?
The press releases they're putting out are basically, we hate ESG, North Carolina kills wokeness,
Theater.
stands a shot against BlackRock. But the reality of the bill is if BlackRock says it's pecuniary, then they can use it. So they didn't ban anything.
Can you imagine?
They're just getting themselves a marketing headline.
Yeah, theater. It's theater.
They just
Can you imagine?
What do you call anti-woke washing? What is it? It's not green. What is the opposite of that?
But imagine the thought process that suggests that environmental factors will not affect the bottom line of your company. I mean, imagine that thought process, though.
Doesn't make any sense, which is
No, it
why.
doesn't.
I mean, at least they recognize that it doesn't make any sense.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
they know.
Yeah, they recognize it.
They red washed it. That's what they did. They're GOP red washing
Ooh,
things.
that's scary.
Oh, that
Matt
might be
found
more
the
of an
opposite of green.
It took me a second.
soon. I'm going to say, Jesse,
Go
that
through the Roy G. Biv.
I think that this type of story soon might actually enter into the exhaustingest of the week. I think we might have to finally segue
we're
this
getting
one over.
perilously close.
Yeah.
And then finally, the Taliban is alive in America.
American Taliban? I love American Taliban.
Baby. Southern Baptists moved to purge churches with female pastors. Fox News has started running a series about how Muslim Americans and conservatives are fighting with schools over wokeness. So now, the conservatives who literally wanted to put up walls and ban Muslims in this country and search them out.
Much worse than that. Much worse than
terrible, terrible stuff.
Yeah.
Now they're actually courting them to say that they're
Interesting.
They're more like us because they want to ban wokeness in schools.
Holy shit, this parallel, man.
And
Maybe
this
they
one
can
was
move to
great.
Uganda.
This is a great one.
This is a good one.
The headline is a California taco restaurant hired a priest to ask staff to confess to workplace sins like arriving late.
Oh,
The best part of that article was, I read it because I almost included it, was that the person that revealed this, the ex-employee, was like, it wasn't like a normal confession where I sat down and divulged my sins. They were like pulling out confessions from them. He's like, it was a little bit weird when they started like getting my confessions from me.
Do you need to confess about being late? Do you need to confess about the 3 extra pieces of lettuce you took on Tuesday? All right.
I have a
HR
confession
priest.
to make.
I like HR priest.
Oh,
Oh, you
Remember
do?
we're
the-
on air. It's live.
Remember the chocolate covered espresso beans that I got you?
You ate them all.
I ate them.
I know.
I
well,
did,
yeah.
wasn't
I did
going
eat a
to.
couple.
I wasn't
She
going
ate them
to.
while talking to me, and that was a weird conversation.
Forgot about that.
It's
Matt-
kind of rude of you, Matt, not to eat her gift though.
yeah.
She brought it all
Matt-
the way from Oregon.
Maybe I was
Do you
saving
think?
I'm so happy you didn't.
Do you think there's an opportunity for future President Vivek Ramaswamy here that to require listening exchanges that if there's a female CEO, like that we can ban female CEOs, like you can't be listed if you have a right, like the Southern
Is that
Baptists.
the same
I think
Vivek Ramaswamy whose company had a DEI policy that we found this morning?
yeah,
That
we found in their first proxy statement where Vivek was listed as a founder and chair that they consider diverse. In fact, they consider diversity when finding new director nominees ahead of experience. It was listed
they
before
listed
background and
things,
experience.
and diversity
Yeah.
came before experience.
That does not
Yeah.
sound like excellence to me.
So I'm
No, it
sure that was
doesn't.
someone else's fault. But here are your options for asshole. The idiot venture capitalist duped by words, highly intelligent logistics platform. Fake Mexican beer is the
This
new
is
American
tough.
beer
This is
because
tough.
it's not
This is
trans.
tough.
Have it both ways ism legislation.
Wow.
And finally, the American Taliban.
You really killed it this week. This is insane.
I, honestly, between the goodliest and the assholiest, there was a lot of good
This
stuff
is
to choose
just-
from.
Okay, I'll go first. So nobody poisons my brain.
Yeah.
It's the
I have-
weekly disclaimer.
I have to
Your
go
brain's
with the
already poisoned, by the
Southern
way.
Baptist. I can't. Yeah, that's
You're
too
gonna,
much.
so American Taliban,
Taliban.
is
Yep.
your choice.
Yep.
I mean,
just
the only
don't
reason
like
why-
that parallel.
The only reason why I'm not going to select that one is I don't feel like it's very free floaty, board sabermetricsy. But although you did have that thing about an HR priest, I love the idea of an HR priest.
I like HR priests. There's not
Yeah.
enough of those.
I'm going with the whoever's duped by this high-tech pizza company because that's just so obnoxious. That is such $500 million is a huge amount of money.
Yeah, it
that
is.
bothers
And-
me so much.
And what are they
Pizza
investing in?
deserts? Really? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
I
What are they
really
investing in?
think that person was
Assholes.
high, and they were pandering to the munchies.
You should see. You should have seen the video. It was impressive in its stupidity. Like they were very seriously like the CEO and co-founder who came from tech was sitting in there saying like, you know, nobody is innovating in this space because they view Domino's as being the fastest and getting you the freshest or whatever. But we've innovated and we've basically like improved on all of the areas that Domino's has. And I was like, really? That's the problem. There's so many
But
problems
where-
in the world. This
Right,
is the
right.
least
This is what you're
problem.
going to give $500 million to.
I still want to know where is that area? Because in all populated areas in the U.S., there are Domino's everywhere. So is this like on a stretch of highway in Montana, like
They-
9
they
hours
are-
from
They
everything?
did this in
Where?
Mountain View, California,
Oh, where there's no pizza.
where where like right next to the Google campus.
Right, where
Like,
where there could not be any
there's
pizza.
no pizza. There's like houses are 17 miles apart. No, this is like a population
So-
of many millions of people.
My vote, just to make it fun, although I think I would have voted for this anyway, because I just love the tie-in to board sabermetrics, is this incredible.
The red washing.
No, that I'm sliding that over to exhausting us. But the incredible fight over beer and the lack of awareness and the lack of research as to who owns what, what they're saying now, what they're previously said, just all that. So I love that. It is the greatest. So I gotta let Matt break the tie here for
This is
asshole.
hard. I'm gonna group actually the beer, the red washing.
Oh, he's grouping.
And
He's grouping.
That's
and
not
the
even
American
allowed.
Taliban all a little bit together.
Wait, what?
It's like not even allowed.
What just happened? I don't. He's
so
grouping.
he's picking
I don't.
all of his stories behind. So I
They're
lose.
all the best.
I feel
They're
like they all
the best.
cancel each other out, right? Because it's like basically you've got the anti-woke with the beer, you've got the anti-woke with the
that's
ESG
true.
block, you've
True.
got the anti-woke and like the, like.
But that is your
pastors.
specialty coverage area, though.
It is. But that leaves me with, if I group them, say they all cancel each other out, I'm going with Jesse. And
Oh, an
it's-
algebraic win for Jesse. I love this.
it's, that's what I'm
Everybody's
going
throwing me
with.
a bone here,
I'm
David.
going
Wow.
Jesse.
No, that's a good- I like that
Jesse
choice. I like
wins
that choice.
With venture capitalists are fucking assholes. Seriously, we built ourselves with $0 million a platform that people can actually use that will
To be fair, we're also not knocking on VC doors.
Yeah, I gotta call Masayoshi-san and tell him that I've got a highly optimized logistics platform about human governance, and we use machine learning and artificial intelligence for underserved board metrics. I don't.
How about
Sounds good to me.
How about that the whole company, too, is based on the premise of respelling a common
Oh my
word
God,
in English language?
terrible.
Like, you going from Zoom to Z-U-M-E. That's where...
I saw it.
What are we doing here?
I could only think of Zune. Do you remember the
Yeah,
of course, the
this
Microsoft
terrible
failure,
Microsoft
yeah.
iPod failure? I was like, good. Everything that starts ZU is just bound to fail. Don't name your
Zuck?
company.
Zuck's not a
Zuck's
failure.
not
Come on.
great. Not
Yet.
great though. Not great.
But it's not Zook, it's Zuck.
All
so
right,
it's a little different.
exhausting us of the week. Let's do it.
He's failed as a human.
It's like our longest episode in 6 years.
Woo! Come on, Jesse.
All right, I got a really short week for
Bore
us.
me, tire me. Come on.
I don't have too much this week. So my first story is
Already a win.
Okay. An oligarchy complaining. Comcast
What? Ooh.
complains to
Ooh.
FCC that listing all of its monthly
one.
fees is too hard.
This is a great
Wow.
story. One of my favorite stories of the
It's
month.
really good.
Like,
Yeah.
seriously?
This is a great headline.
Really? Comcast?
Too hard.
You stink.
And that's not...
This is too
Yeah,
hard.
that-
We actually don't know how we're duping you
Damien-
with taking your money. It's too hard to look into. We don't really want to do it. So can we not, FCC?
And this is not hyperbole from this headline too, because they file. There's an actual filing that states that.
Yeah.
This needs to be like year in review. This
but
headline
it's too
needs to
Yeah.
hard.
be there.
Can we
Well,
not?
the good news is that Comcast has always sucked, so they're just continuing their
But there's
parade
nothing
of
we can
excellent
do
sucking.
about it because they have
Yeah.
such a large part of the market and our hands are tied.
This is a really good.
And run by a
headline.
dictator.
Break him up.
I like this one.
All right. So that's that. We don't really need to have much discourse about it.
I would say
because-
though, board sabermetrics wise, it's not Comcast. This is another. This
Roberts.
Oh, it's
This-
Robert.
Brian Roberts.
Yeah.
Brian Roberts, who's the dual class dictator
Who
at
was born
Comcast.
from the right mother.
Yes, he happened to come out of the right uterus so that he could have Comcast. But the fact is, when we talk about Meta, Facebook, they say the company name and not Zuck.
Yes.
When we talk about Comcast, we say Comcast, not Brian Roberts. It's one guy.
Okay,
That one
we
Brian
should do a better
Roberts.
job of that here. We should talk about that. And maybe the next generation of our platform, we should start to put in parentheses like who these companies really are, right?
Yeah, rename the companies. The
Yeah,
guy
because
that
you're right.
runs them.
But you're absolutely right, though. People are angry at this monolith Comcast. It is literally Brian
It's that guy.
Roberts, the son of
Brian
the founder.
Roberts.
Who has 15x voting shares to your 0.06?
Oh, yeah, we covered that yesterday.
score.
Point 0.06797, I
Yeah,
believe.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, solid.
We need the EU to do something. Come over here.
Oh no, that's your worst idea. We do not need the EU to do something.
Come to the US and do something about it, please.
All right. Next up, a Michigan city just banned pride flags.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Better not be Detroit.
this is not just happening here. Like this
Laughter from the
article
audience.
alone listed 12 other municipalities that have
Oh.
done this. Like, really, are our egos that fragile? Could we just let them fly
Christ.
their flags? What is
No.
the issue here?
They've ruined the rainbow for me, Jesse. They've ruined it
leave 'em-
forever.
So apparently, in this it's called Hamtramck City Council
Okay.
in Michigan.
Yeah, it's already off the rails
Can't
here.
even pronounce it. There was a 3-hour public debate, but then the vote was unanimous to ban
What?
pride flags.
Wait, what? It was unanimous?
It was unanimous, yeah, and it cited religious freedom.
Wait.
Oh,
So
stop.
wait,
As the
don't they
reason.
have the freedom to,
I don't understand.
like, what
freedom
if
arguments.
gay was my religion?
It wasn't
It's not-
allowed in this
it's not a
public debate.
pre-approved.
They struck it down in the public debate, and it was not legitimate.
You know what? There's not enough
Wow.
flag banning in general. We need
Well,
to ban more
Starbucks
flags.
is trying to ban all sorts of things too. Some Starbucks stores have banned rainbow
Pins.
flags.
Haven't they banned
That's
pins?
that point is in contention. According to the corporate offices, that's absolutely not true.
Okay.
I think that
Store
some of the
managers have
some of the
removed-
Starbucks in conservative areas either are a-holes or they're afraid.
Scared.
Or they're
They're
terrified.
afraid. Yeah.
Like, can you just drive past the flag and be like, oh, that's annoying, but okay. Like, what are we doing?
Why would it even be annoying? It's a rainbow.
Every
It's
June-
pretty, yeah. We love
colors.
drawing
It's colorful.
rainbows like in chalk on the ground. Those are cool. Like what?
Like every June. Just
Leave it
gets worse
alone.
and
Wow.
worse.
Just leave
All
it
right,
alone.
This is really terrible.
You guys
I'm glad
sound like
there's-
socialist hippies. I
I'm
don't
glad
like
there's
this.
only two.
Okay.
Because, but the two are
I'm gonna go with oops.
Comcast
thought you
says
were
it's too
saying-
hard, and a Michigan City banned pride flags.
I'm gonna go with Comcast because I wasn't here yesterday and I feel left out.
Jesse,
Yeah.
where is the ban just on municipal properties? Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess town hall. won't
Well,
fall.
that I agree with. I mean, the gays are taking over, are they not?
Damien, do you have a vote here?
Well,
He's exhausted.
I don't want to make the vote pointless, so I'll let you go second. I think that you know what I'm going to vote
make
for.
the vote pointless. So
Okay, me too. I think it's unanimous.
I think it's
sweep here.
unanimous. It's Comcast.
Only because it's very board sabermetricsy. Because I like the Brian Roberts sucks campaign.
No, it's more like I don't expect City Council to get that one fucking right. I mean, like my expectations were low to begin with there, so I guess
Yeah,
I'm not
that's a
that
good point.
surprised.
Good point.
That they screwed that.
I
up.
want to know his salary because they can maybe use 1% of this Robert dude's salary to try to figure out how to deal with this situation.
the flag situation.
No,
I'll
the
tell you the
monthly-
salary
the-
if you
the
if you
listing
filibuster
all of
for
its
a while.
monthly fees.
Just open up our platform. The salary's right there. And while you do that, I'm going to play us into winners of the week. All right, who won the week? Everybody's got winners this week.
yeah.
What?
I usually contribute to winners.
Stop,
It's
you
the
don't.
predictions, but I'm excited about my prediction.
All right,
What
do
is
your
it?
winner first.
Oh.
Oh.
Jesse, start
Get to
with
the
your
I get
winner.
to go first
Yeah.
on some category. Wow. Beyonce for single-handedly impacting an entire country's inflation.
That might be.
Tell me more.
Tell
tell
you
me
more.
more.
Because of the influx, so she kicked off her tour in Sweden,
Mm-hmm.
and because of the influx of people staying in hotels, it impacted the inflation in Sweden.
Ooh.
Well, actually, isn't it that also a lot of people are flying to Sweden?
Yeah.
To
Well,
see
th-
her
I mean,
because they couldn't
pro-
get tickets. Also,
Probably
So driving up
this
to-
specifically noted like the hotels, but yeah, I'm gonna guess yes.
Basically, mass
Tourism,
tourism
yeah.
into Sweden to see Beyonce
'Cause it's
drove up
cheaper.
the economic cost of everything in the entire country.
It's cheaper to fly there and stay there in an already expensive country than get tickets here
Yes.
in the U.S.
Ari-
to see her.
It's a Ticketmaster failure.
Brian Roberts made $32 million last
Yeah,
year.
okay. He can
Wow,
spare
really?
just
I will
a
say
little,
this.
little
Blah, blah.
bit.
Shockingly, behind the total of his CFO, Michael Kavanaugh, who made $40 million because of a $21 million option award.
Can I say, when I was looking up the Constellation Brands
Mm-hmm.
is run by the Sands brothers. It's just two white guys who run Constellation.
And they've been there
Brands.
forever, no?
They're forever. They're
Yeah.
longtime owners of it.
50-year tenures or...
They made 142 million and 97 million respectively.
Oh my God.
That was their realized pay.
That is so annoying.
Well, they're drug dealers make bank. Ever seen Breaking Bad? Come on.
Unbelievable. Brian Roberts, you're like a pathetic, 30 millionaire compared to them.
My winner is easy. Bob Iger. It's always Bob Iger. I mean, how is he not the winner?
Bob Iger's not the winner. Although he is going to accrue all the influence from.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how is he not the winner here? Once again,
true.
like his stature, his empire. It's
but
gross.
wasn't she
Bob
his
Iger.
champion?
She got him back.
His silent champion.
But it's just Matt's right though. If she had the second most amount of influence, it's all going to go to Bob. I mean, come on.
It probably will. Ari, who's your winner?
Well, like I said, this week I was really into following the Trump indictment and all the ridiculous things that came from it, like classified documents in the bathroom, in ballrooms. People were arrested trying to break into Mar-a-Lago. Little did they know that they could just get invited to a party and find classified stuff in the public places.
In the crapper.
Yeah. So my winner, which I was a little bit unsure about, is Hillary Clinton. Because
how is she winning?
I feel like she must feel so vindicated. Or extremely pissed and frustrated. I'm not sure.
Or just happy.
Yeah, but she has given a couple of interviews, and she sounds like this is she sounds vindicated.
There's a pep in her step.
Yeah, there really is. Like, screw you, people. Told you.
I already picked the real winner, and it's Ari and her version of sports sabermetrics with all the executives, which means predictions. Do we have any predictions?
Yes. I'll go first because mine's long-winded.
No, let Jessie go first because she never has a prediction.
Oh,
Jessie
I
has
have
a
one.
End the show on. I wanted to end the show on hers, but go ahead.
I have one. My prediction is that Ron DeSantis announces Musk as his VP.
Wow.
Because of this headline. Ron DeSantis signed a bill that banned direct-to-consumer car sales in Florida, but left an exception for Tesla. So there's a bromance going on.
Okay, can I say something interesting here? Can I say something interesting?
Love it.
I'm gonna join your conspiracy theory here because Elon Musk.
You have to, or else I'm gonna stop doing predictions.
Hold on, and then, yes, I hate your husband's car. By the way, it's a stupid Tesla, and he's an idiot. But listen, Elon Musk cannot run for president. He cannot run for president of the United States because he was not born in the U.S. Right?
This is the president.
But I think you can be. I think you can be vice president, and I think if Elon Musk then shoots Ron DeSantis, I think he can become a non-elected president. No,
I don't think so.
He just can't be elected as president. Oh, we'll have to look this up. We'll have to look this up.
This all sounds spurious to me.
So this is a great conspiracy theory.
What's your prediction, Ari?
Very cool. Well, my prediction might be wishful thinking, but I believe that Fox News will sue Tucker Carlson out of Twitter.
They will. They've already
doing it.
I know.
They've already starting it.
They sent a cease and desist letter, but doesn't mean that he actually will stop appearing on Twitter.
Can we go back and applaud again that because when we announced that, I think the winner. Remember the winner when he left was the World for no Tucker. You don't hear about asinine Tucker anymore. We don't hear any of his stupid theories anymore. It's just wonderful.
For now.
Well, you can go first.
You're gonna let me go with the boring one last? Fine, that's okay.
No, do the boring one first.
My prediction, I have a prediction for the new CFO at Disney. I looked at as many female CFOs as I could across the publicly traded corporate universe, and I found one who will become the next CFO at Disney. Her name is Rachel Glazer. She's only 60. She's the CFO at Etsy, which I know pleases Jessie.
Yeah.
You love Etsy this week.
She's all about Etsy.
She's on the board. She's currently in our database on the board of the New York Times. And a little nugget I found after I selected her to be the successor is that she held a role as Senior Vice President, Operations Finance at the Walt Disney Company for 20 years. Wow. I think she's coming back. That's my prediction.
That's a good prediction. Yeah. That's actually a legitimate prediction. My prediction is easier and stupider than all of that, and that is our platform will launch on Monday, June 19th.
And you can find Rachel Glazer
in
that platform.
Put it in your calendar to go to freefloat.llc and click on the little board sabermetrics button in the top right corner. It will take you to the platform. You can sign up with your email address. You get access to the S&P 500 for free.
Woo-hoo.
Every data point about the S&P 500, all the things we talk about on this show, you just
And
get it.
including the next CFO at Disney, Rachel Glazer.
There it
Come
is,
on.
the only thing that matters. So that is Damian Rollis and Ari, the data queen, and Jesse, the money
All our
whisperer.
names.
And I am full of BS. We are Free Float. We'll see you next week. Next week is our last week on the air for a good little bit because we're all going to conferences, vacations, and we'll be away for a while. So enjoy it next week
Tune
before
in.
we're gone. Until then,